It's obviously an important win for us. Our league is crazy this year. I'm not sure there's a ton of difference between the middle 8 teams right now with some of the injuries and things that have happened. So you got to be ready to hook it up every game. And I thought our guys were really focused, understood what had to happen defensively, the things we needed to change from last game. And then our ball movement against, they switched some defenses, some zone, some matchup. They were switching screens sometimes. Sometimes they were being aggressive. And I think the fact that we were able to attack their aggressiveness early and get easy baskets chased them out of that. And we weren't able to do that in D.C., and we're able to do it this afternoon.
Questions for the student athletes?
Marcus, what's been the difference for you these last 2 games as far as why you've been in a different rhythm offensively?
Honestly, just letting the game come to me, not trying to force the issue. It's kind of hard playing without Maurice, but I think our teammates are doing a good job of figuring out how we can be a better team because we're a completely different team now. We get our transition buckets, but also we have to go to our half-court motion game, and with the shooters we have, so many people are worried about other shooters, so it's like freeing the paint open up for me, and I'm getting easy buckets. So I think it's getting my three-point going by me going to the paint and getting layups.
Your shot, any different, or does it feel different, or do you just have more confidence in it when, like you said, you're getting downhill a little bit?
Yeah, just having more confidence when I start the game, getting layups and easy buckets. It just kind of feels my game just starts flowing easier for me.
Was there a point today at all, Marcus, when you were like, all right, I feel it today?
After I think I went on a little run, I got 2 layups and then I hit that 3. That's when I kind of knew I was feeling it a little bit. So the face-up 3. It's just really my teammates are really helping me a lot. I think they're building my confidence up. I'm not shooting the best I've ever shot in conference play, so I think they're building my confidence up and just telling me to keep playing and just keep shooting.
Did you know where you were at? Because it looked like on that last 3-pointer there in the last minute, it looked like you really wanted that one for the career high.
Yeah, I kind of didn't know I was peaking on my career high. I knew he wasn't trying to give me anything closer than where I got, so I just pulled it up in his face.
Coach mentioned the defense is locked in today. What do you see from your end in terms of keeping those guys?
Yeah, I think we did a great job of defending their Princeton offense. The first game, obviously, we gave up a lot of, backdoor cuts and things like that are part of their offense, and we really cracked down on that. That was a point of emphasis at practice. And as far as the transition game, they got a couple here and there, but they weren't nearly as efficient as they were in transition as they were the previous game that we played them. So, we just cracked down on a lot of things that we knew that we could take care of, and then we really just hooked up on defense. They missed some open shots, but I think we forced them into some bad ones, and we took it the other way.
Look, you had an extra bounce in your step today. What was it? Pregame meal, or?
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I don't usually really get out in transition. I'm usually just hanging out, boxing out, and then Marcus and Taz and those guys are flying up and down the court while I watch. But I think I was cherry picking or something, and Taz found me, so I got an easy one.
Anything else for the student athletes?
I guess, Marcus, you've had some close games, but were you guys at all feeling like you needed this one just to get back on track? Close losses today, beat a team like Georgetown, which obviously need to win this one too.
Mm-hmm.
How badly did you need it?
Yeah, we really need this game to especially stay where we want to be at in the Big East, and I think we were really motivated because of how they beat us, and we felt it was disrespect on what they were doing to us at their house, so it was just a little payback we wanted to get today.
What did they do to disrespect you out there?
They were blowing by us, hitting threes in our face, and it was just something we're not used to giving up, so I think we just owed them one today.
Take one more for the guys.
The beating was disrespectful, not the way they did it.
Thanks, guys.
See you tomorrow.
All right, see.
Good job, Cole.
Continue with questions for Coach Miller.
How did you handle Marcus during this stretch? Has it been difficult at all in terms of trying to say, maybe ease up a little bit or don't try to force it as much? How have you handled it?
it's been difficult for him because he's had to change who he is. I don't know what the numbers are. Rob could probably figure it out in 30 seconds. But my guess is Marcus Foster has more assists in the games without Maurice, which was 8 or 9, than he had with the 18 or 19 we played with Maurice. I mean, for us to be successful, he can't just be a scorer. He has to be a facilitator as well. And, you know, he had 6 assists at Seton Hall. He has 5 assists tonight versus 1 turnover. So he's had to become more of a complete basketball player because of what this team needs. So obviously that change didn't take place. You don't flip a light switch and have that happen. That's a transformation that takes place over time. And, you know, defensively he's doing a better job. He's been much more vocal. He gets 6 rebounds the other night. He gets 5 rebounds tonight. So he's doing all kinds of things that he wasn't doing before, and we would be in big trouble if he wasn't.
What was the difference in your execution offensively today as opposed to the first time?
Well, some shots went in. You know, if we would have went 1 of 18 tonight, this afternoon, this would have been a different game. And it's a make shot, miss shot game. I mean, they go 3 of 22 today and don't make shots. We don't make shots at their place, so the game's lopsided. And it's basketball sometimes can be as simple as that. Now you get to the end of the game and there's execution and things you have to do, but sometimes you make shots, sometimes you miss shots. And you know, we held them to 71 points on 70 possessions at their place, 70 points on 77 possessions today. So both times, really defensively, we've played good enough to win. We just, you know, our offense was putrid there, and obviously their defense had a lot to do with that on that particular day. But for us to shoot 54.3% against the Georgetown defense, that's a credit to our guys.
Cole mentioned transition defense and backdoor cuts. Were those the two keys defensively?
We gave up some of those at their place, and didn't communicate in transition, gave some up against their offense, and I thought we cleaned that up a little bit today. There was a couple occasions where we fouled, but we didn't necessarily give up baskets. But we handled their pressure well early. You know, they trapped us at their place and kind of shook us. That was our second game without Maurice. Today I thought we were patient. We spaced the floor, and we were able to turn that pressure into baskets and really kind of chased them out of that.
What do you like about the way Marcus, Kyrie, Toby? It seems like it's a good passing lineup when you're trying to break a press that way. Is that?
Yeah, and you know, we just went with experience again. You know, Z's been in that situation. He's a solid inbounder. He's probably not going to make a mistake if he catches it. He has patience against the trap. He understands when to take a timeout. And you know, Toby's got some length where he can see over top of it. But you know, outside of the first time, we did a good job of inbounding it and attacking it once we got it in.
Any other questions?
With Marcus, have you been, were you at all concerned just the way he was shooting? Would it impact his confidence or his willingness to keep pulling the trigger?
Marcus can miss 20 in a row, and it's not going to impact his desire to shoot the next one. Let's put it that way. That's the way he's wired. You know, he thinks he's making every one. The thing we've worked on him, thing we work with Marcus on is that if your feet are underneath you, your chances of making it are better. You know, he has a tendency to really shoot that step back. And when he shoots a step back and he gets his feet underneath him, he's fine. When his head goes all the way back and you're trying to shoot that, it's like shooting at a moving target, and it's very difficult. So Marcus, as I've said, he's realized he has to make a wholesale change for this team to continue to move forward. And, you know, Kyrie has elevated his leadership. You know, he has 6 assists again today. So those two guys have been put in a position where they weren't necessarily – they were secondary ball handlers before and decision makers, and now they've become primary ball handlers and decision makers, and they get 11 assists and 3 turnovers between them today, and those are great numbers.
2 more for Coach.
I guess to start the second half, they cut it to a single, one-possession game. It looked like you guys were trying to feed Justin and kind of get him back into the flow of things. How important was it to kind of get him a good start in the second half?
Yeah, we ran a couple plays. One, they took the first one away, and then we had the lob, and he had a dunk and didn't catch it, which doesn't happen to him very often. So we were just trying to get him into the flow. He plays both ends better when some things are going well for him offensively, like any young player. But he you know, I didn't like his energy as much in some of his decisions the first half. I thought the second half he was really, really good and impacted the game in a positive way.
Any last question?
Thank you.